everybody, to the Drop Dad Podcast. I am one half of your hosting team, Troy Green, along with my co-host, Kevin Peterson. Kevin, how's it going today, buddy?
Hey, not too bad there, Troy boy. How's it going?
Troy boy. Oh, I could reach across this fucking stand and punch you right in the dick. And today we are joined once again by podcast favorite all the way from Michigan, Mr. Kelsy Beerman. Kelsy, how's it going today, buddy?
Hey, it's going good. How about you, Troy boy?
fuck you both. Fuck you hard. I have a strong distaste for that nickname.
Did you get bullied by it?
No, I just have never liked it.
Oh, okay.
For some odd reason, I don't know. I've just never liked it.
It just came out. I didn't even plan on saying it.
Of all the things that you could call me,
mine was planned.
Yeah,
he was planning.
I fucking hate Troy boy.
I used to get Kevin, Pevin, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, Kevin.
Heaven.
You want to spend 7 minutes in heaven with Kevin? That should have been in your pickup line right there.
Kim Possible, because my initials are KP.
Ooh.
I used to get that. I used to get Kim Possible.
Call me, beat me if you're going to reach me.
And many other mean things people used to call me.
Kelsy, what did you get called in school?
Fat.
Same, right here.
No, with my last name, they always were like, "Oh, hey, Beerman." You know, because that was my last name. And then when I got out of high school, it was always like going to parties and stuff. When I used to smoke cigarettes, they'd be like, "Hey, can I bum a cigarette?" And then I'd be like, I used it against them. I'd be like, "I'm the beer man, not the Marlboro man." So no.
Nice.
All right, on. Well, let's get cracked into these beers really quick because I am parched. It's been a day. Today, I brought us a nice vintage dump truck. Mm-hmm. So the first time I ever had this beer, it was in Jester's Bar. And I don't know if you've ever been in Jester's.
I have been in there once.
And it
shortly after a stabbing in that bar.
That bar is what, like, in the ghetto of Helena.
Yeah. It's really close to the probation and parole office where my wife works.
Yes, it is. So all
Convenient.
What's that?
Convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's where all the colorful characters hang out. I always had a really good time in there, but let's get right into these because, God, I'm thirsty. And
when I was in that bar, I mentioned the stabbing, and some random person was like, it's not like that all the time. You're not convincing me that I'm not going to get stabbed here.
Just most of the time.
Fucking roofied.
Roofied is probably the more likely of it.
Yeah. The people I was with, she got a screwdriver, and she's like, "This tastes really weird. Do you want it?" And I go, "Sure." And I drank it, and I'm like, "It does taste really weird." And then the next day I was like, I am actually having a hard time remembering some stuff. I may have gotten roofied because that was a weird tasting screwdriver.
Did your butthole hurt too?
No. Well, I mean, I went home. I mean,
allegedly, you think you went home.
If my wife was like hanging out back there.
At least you didn't wake up in a bathtub full of ice.
Yeah. Damn it. Not again. I only have 2 kidneys. Use the phone.
So how are things going in Michigan?
Warm?
Yeah,
baseball's in full swing with one of my kids. School's about out. I just got done mowing my yard, and I noticed that, and I had grass in my beard.
I was actually laying in bed with my wife last night, and we were playing The Last of Us Part 2. So I'm doing a replay through. I've never played Part 2, but I played Part 1, and so during like the cinematics, she had a bowl of popcorn. I was eating popcorn, and like there was like a real serious part, and I was like, "Oh my God, did you just see that?" And she looks over me and busts out laughing. I had popcorn just like hanging in my beard. She got a kick out of that.
That game's sad. It gets real sad.
Part 2?
Yeah, it's a sad game. Makes you kind of feel like shit. When I beat it, I was like, I don't know if I want to play through it ever again. Just because of how sad that game is.
I'm to the part, and I'll keep it spoiler free. I'm to the part where Ellie is in Seattle now.
Oh, yeah. The mechanics of that game are incredible. Like, if you ever look at how they made the game, not to go on a tangent, but like the rope mechanics, like the fact that they had to build an entire like structure so that it looks like the horse that you ride is breathing realistically. Shit like that. It just blows my mind.
It's fucking nuts.
I followed a bunch of the developers, and they were like, you know what the worst part of the game was? Figuring out how doors work. Doors are the hardest fucking thing you can ever figure out in a game because it's like, can they open? Can they close? What affects them and stuff like that? Anyway, it's a whole thing. Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
No,
Speaking of games,
okay.
you hear about people with the new Zelda game?
I've
Tears of
heard
the Kingdom?
I've heard there's some controversy around it. I haven't really dug into it.
Oh, because you can build your own stuff and whatnot, and
Oh yeah,
people are building like penis rockets and
yeah,
like
What do you think people are gonna do?
yeah. Crucifying the Koroks.
yeah, these battle tanks, and they're just running through pillaging everything in towns, and it's ridiculous.
I saw that because people are just building these ridiculous like complex structures, which is what they want. They probably didn't plan on people crucifying things and making dick guns. And
If you give the public the ability to build anything that is in a phallic shape, they are going to do it.
yeah, they're going to figure out a way.
Especially gamers.
Yeah, they're going to figure out a way.
Exactly.
But can we turn it into a dick?
I remember when they released Snow Day in Rocket League, and one of the first things I did, because they have snow on the field and your tire tracks like follow you, first thing I did, drew a penis.
Yep.
Just because that's what we do.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That was
Whenever
the
you're
first thing you
fucking,
did. That was like the first thing you did for like the whole like 3 games we played.
every time I go camping and it's snowing out, I'm like, well, time to draw a dick with my dick and this,
Yeah,
with urine.
You guys got camping coming up too.
Yes, we do, Troy. We do.
It's going to be a fun time for you guys. I already responded not going on the fucking
Son of
Facebook
a
invite.
bitch. Man, I should go to Jester's and see if they got any roofies.
Well, right on. Well, Kelsey, you just recently sent your boy here for a couple days. He seemed like he had a pretty good time.
Yeah, from what he made it sound, he had a good time. I don't know. He's 16 and on his own, so I don't know who's more nervous, me or him.
I asked him pretty consistently when he was here. It's like, you been texting your mom, keeping up with your mom? He's like, yeah, no, not really. He's like, but I'm texting my dad. My dad's texting me all the time.
Yeah, he was. I was just making sure that, like especially when he came back yesterday, I was like, you got your wallet, you got your credit card, you got your ID, because he loses those things every other hour, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you got to make sure you have that stuff, because, I mean, good luck getting it back.
Yeah, no shit. I had to go pick him up at the airport on, what was it, Friday night, 12:15
or something like that.
Yeah, his flight got in. And I'm an old fucking man, right? So that's late for me. So I had a energy drink and tunes cranked, and I had my windows down. But I have never met somebody so excited to go to Boulder, Montana. Like, he was so excited he couldn't regulate the volume of his voice.
That's him all the time, dude. Like, holy cow. Like, I wish I had a mute button for him.
He was a little more
As
quiet
loud
on
as
the
he
way
is.
back.
He was leaving
Oh, it's
Boulder.
because he was probably tired.
Yeah, that's why I asked him, I'm like, you guys pull a bunch of all-nighters and shit? And he's like, no. I'm like, that's what I would have fucking done.
Well, I just stayed up till 5:30 and then went to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on vacation right now, and I can't sleep just because I have to still get up with the kids. I'm like, fuck, I got to take vacations in the summer so I don't have to wake up with them.
Yeah, you planned that really poorly.
I know. Well, I always take some time off in May just because that's when my anniversary is, and that's like usually there's some events and shit happening. But yeah, this year was like, God, I have to wake up every fucking day and to get them ready to, and then I have to go pick them up, and then it's. I'm like, I guess I don't have to work, so that's great. But like, I don't get to sleep.
Have you taken a bunch of naps?
No.
That's what I'd be fucking doing.
I know. I tried today, but I just because Evie had a concert and stuff. But I was like, oh man, maybe I should get a nap in before I have to record. And then I was like, nah, I didn't get a chance to. But
Naps are the best, man. I love naps.
I don't know how people can take naps. I tried and I can't ever do it. And then like the one time I do end up taking a nap, I'm up all night because I slept during the day, and yeah, I can't do it. That's just
I hate when you're like, it's 4 a.m. and you're like, God, I am wide awake right now. Man, maybe I should just stay up. I'm like, nah, I'm going to go back to sleep. You go back to sleep and you're like, you wake up and you're like, who am I? What the fuck happened? I thought I was gonna be awake, but I can't. I cannot keep my eyes open now.
It always happens to me, like if I wake up 3-4 o'clock in the morning and I'll want to get to sleep and I'll lay there for half an hour and I can't fall back asleep. And then, I'll pick my phone up and I'll look at my phone, and then, it comes time like around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I need to try and get a little bit more sleep. And I'll finally be fading off to sleep right about the time my alarm starts going off. That's the
And then
worst.
you're like, snooze.
Yeah.
I need this precious sleep.
And I'm just a dead person.
What I hate is when you wake up in the middle of the night and then you go back to sleep, and then it's like 4 or 5 hours before your alarm goes off where you have to get up, and then you go to sleep, and then all of a sudden your alarm goes off and it feels like you've been asleep for like 8 seconds.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts. Like, no, I can't have been asleep for 5 hours. I
know,
just fell asleep.
You know what's weird is like the people that get sleep paralysis, and like they do like the whole like sleep, not sleep hallucination, like sleep demon thing. John gets that.
Really?
Yeah. But where like you can't move and then you see like shadows moving around. Like that's spooky. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is an odd segue, and I apologize in advance. But what was I was watching? Are you guys fans of Bert Kreischer at all?
Oh, yeah. I've seen his.
The Machine?
The Machine.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the movie, right?
Yeah, he's got a movie coming out. So anyway, I was watching an interview that he had done on his podcast with Matt Rife. Have you guys seen any of his shit on TikTok?
He's all over TikTok.
He's all over TikTok
Probably,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so they got in this big conversation about paranormal type stuff and ghost hunting and all that kind of shit. And so my wife and I got into a big debate because I don't believe a goddamn lick of it. Nothing. No ghosts, no spirits, no nothing.
Yeah. I hate those ghost shows where they bring out like the spirit box. I hate that. I hate it so much when they're like, "Did you hear what it said? It said car. We have a car. What?" And then they're like, "We got to get out of here." And then it's like, "House. There's a demon in this house right now." And I'm like, "It's a machine that says words that you made." Or the one that tunes to the radio frequencies.
Is that what it? Yeah, that's what I thought it did.
There's the spirit box one, and then there's the other one that tunes to the different radio frequencies. And then the radio frequencies, like, they just pick up random radio stations, and so you'll get something like, "Hey," and then it'll say like the next part, and it'll somebody else will be saying a word, and then they'll try to pull the words out of what the. I'm like, yeah, it's random. You're not gonna anyway.
So, Kelsy, are you a believer?
No,
Okay. So
not at all. Like, it just seems like, I don't know. It just seems like there's too many things that like coincidentally happen that you're like, it's like, oh, that's a ghost. And like Kevin was saying, it was like, no, that was the box you made. Or like when the Blair Witch movie came out, like everybody thought that was like real and everything.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that found footage genre really started there.
Every time they're like, "Look at this spirit orb," and I'm like, "It's dust. That is definitely dust."
So I don't mean to shit on my wife, but she's like, "I'll tell you a story, so you believe that it's true." Okay, you tell me your story.
I've heard so many of these, but yeah, go ahead.
And so she used to do maintenance and janitorial work at the VA. That was her first position at the VA, and she's like, "Well, I used to clean at night, and there was a couple times where I would go in and clean the men's bathroom, and then after I would leave, after a few minutes, all the toilets would flush at the same time. And then I'd go and do the women's one, and then the same thing would happen. So I would talk to the spirits and let them know, like, hey, I'm just here to clean, And I'm like, honey, I love you. What if I can explain this to you? And she goes, well, you can try. And I said, okay. All the toilets at the VA are motion sensors, right? And she goes, yep. And I said, so you might not know this, but they react to light. And so when the lights turn off and it goes from very bright to very dark, it might trigger the motion sensors that trigger all of the toilets to flush at the same time. Well, I still think they were spirits. All right.
I
I
felt
love you.
bad as I was coming to these conclusions myself. I was like, yeah, that's probably what it is.
But yeah, I'm with you, Kelsey. I'm a see it to believe it guy. Like if a ghost, mushroom stamps me one time, then I'll be like, yeah, okay.
I'm more apt to believe in like, I don't know. I'm more apt to believe in like aliens a little bit more.
100% believe in
like,
aliens.
Because, if the fact that there's like 8 million galaxies, 8 quadrillion, there's more galaxies in the universe than there are grains of sand on Earth. Like the fact that like it's selfish to think that we're alone, or we are what's the theory? We're the first or we're the last. So
Yeah. Well, and Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking, or on Joe Rogan or some shit about this, where the universe being infinitely large, there is a very good chance that there is another copy of us out in the universe that has done everything that we have done down to the motion. Like reached up and scratched my head right now. There's a copy out there that just did that too, has the same beer, just because of how infinitely large the galaxy and the universe is.
I feel sorry for my copy.
Because of your knees
Oh yeah, and my back.
and your pussy and your crack.
No, don't you talk about that. That's for a different podcast.
That's our OnlyFans podcast.
That's DDP After Dark.
There was there's a really good book by Blake Crouch called Dark Matter, and it's really good, and it's all about like multiple dimensions and stuff, and like this person like figures it out, and basically like without spoiling it, he comes across versions of himself in different dimensions, and it's really good. It was a really good book, really good science fiction book.
Okay, so fiction.
Yeah, it's a science fiction book, but the guy's really smart, like the writer, So it's like, what if this could happen,
Yeah.
So good book.
Sorry, I had to hiccup there.
Beer will do that to you.
Yeah. So Kelsey, what do you got going on over there, buddy? You've been pretty quiet. You're usually not this quiet. Did you do your shot
Well,
yet?
I'm just trying to think of something. I don't know. I do know your nephew is now a mob leader.
A mob leader? Which nephew?
gotta-
Gavin? 100%
Yeah.
Gavin. Yeah.
How'd you know? Lucky guess.
I am shocked and amazed. I can't believe it. How could that ever happen?
So I guess a kid called him or said something about his diabetes at school, and then he went and told his friend about it, and then basically recruited his friend, and then I guess they all got in trouble because the kid walked by, and then his friend that he told like picked him up and body slammed him on the ground.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that just happened like the other day.
You should tell Gavin that to tell any kid that makes jokes like that about him, it's actually a hate crime.
Maybe.
Because he's Mexican.
Ooh, I like it.
Actually, I had this conversation with Elijah on the way back. His son Gavin is the whitest Mexican you have ever seen in your entire life.
Oh,
He is like Kelsey White.
oh, well, that's where he gets it from.
Yeah.
Where you get pigment from, whatever.
Is it like specifically from your dad?
I have no idea.
It can't
All
be
I know is
because-
that like I got some white beacon legs that you can't see off camera.
All of Kelsey's children have hints of Kelsey in him, but they all are different colors. All from the same mom.
That's kind of interesting. I feel like there's I feel like in my biology class I had like this
Like
the thing with the
genetics.
4 box and the genetics and stuff. Like that's kind of interesting. Like the chance. I think it's interesting when you have like a ginger mom and like a black dad, and then they make like a version of both that are like, like black features but freckled, like and like with the like blue eyes and like ginger, like I think it's kind of interesting.
Red hair.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Malcolm X.
Right. It's kind of interesting. What?
Did you not know that?
What?
Malcolm X had red hair.
Did he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've only ever seen black and white pictures of Malcolm X.
You should Google it.
Should I Google it?
Yeah, Google it.
I feel like
I feel like this is a trap.
I feel like I've been trapped on this episode. What do I got?
Malcolm X. His nickname in school was actually Red because of his red hair.
Try your internet's shit.
Did you do like a report on him in school and you just remember this, or
No, I did
did
not.
you just decide to look it up one day?
I just have a conglomeration of random fucking facts in my head that just rattle around.
Trying to find the Snopes.
Google Malcolm X nickname.
That might get you on a list if you try to be doing that.
He was a natural redhead, it says on a random website. I mean, I see a picture. It looks like he's got red hair. Cool. I've only ever seen pictures of Malcolm X with in black and white. So.
Well, look, you came on the show today and you both learned something.
Ooh, he was given the nickname Detroit Red.
Oh, kind of interesting. Anyway, I kind of like seeing how genetics work. Have you ever seen like Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez?
And Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, but like Emilio Estevez looks exactly like Martin Sheen or Charlie. No, Martin Sheen. Like now he's growing into like how his dad is exactly. They were like, he could play a young version of him and play in the West Wing like a prequel or some shit. Like I see stuff like that all the time.
Tiger's blood.
Yeah. He just has to get some more tiger's blood.
He could. That was Charlie. But
I mean,
Martin could do like D6, the Mighty Ducks, like way in the future.
Yeah. What would happen to the team?
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
I said that too, but I didn't even watch the full series on Disney Plus.
No, I didn't either. Did you see the guy?
I couldn't get into it.
Nah, I couldn't either.
The guy who like played the goalie. Did you see like he's like
Josh something.
yeah, he was on the heavyweights too, I think,
Yep.
right? And he like if you look up a picture of him,
He was all methed out.
he's all really he looks like he's 85 years old.
Yeah. Somebody found him on the street. He was like begging for money and shit.
Yeah.
And I think he looks better now. He went to like treatment and shit like that. But yeah, he was fucked up for a while there.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy to see him because he looked like he was, like older than my dad. So
He looked rough. So Kelsey,
That'll do it. What's up?
NFL draft's over. NHL draft is over. Baseball season is full swing. How are you feeling about your sports teams that are heavily based in Detroit? For I don't know why you would want Detroit teams. Nothing's been good in Detroit
Why
since
not?
the 90s.
Whoa. Pistons won it in 04. Calm down.
Okay. Woohoo.
Calm it down.
I don't have a lot of room to talk, but
Well, let's see. Lions draft was all right. Red Wings got screwed in the lottery.
that thing was fucking
Pistons
rigged.
yeah, way rigged. Like we had a discussion on that in the Discord. It was so rigged.
And which Discord was that?
I don't know. Why don't you remind me?
I believe that's the Doom Vision Network Discord where you can talk with Drop Dad fans, you can talk with Doom Vision fans, and we're in there all the time bullshitting and talking shit
I'm in there right now.
with
Look
his
at that.
pants off.
I help plug your stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping that you would plug it because you're in there talking with a
Yeah,
couple
but look at
other.
mine.
You
You got to do your
participate.
shameless plugs. I don't plug stuff for free.
That ain't true.
Hey, let's plug our Friday live stream.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna interrupt your story here real quick,
sorry.
Kelsey. We're bad hosts,
We are really bad today.
but
I'm used to it, so it's okay.
Well, our guest isn't very talkative either. I'm going to blame the guest because you and I talk all the time. Kelsey's just staring at us like.
Hey, he's
What
got
do you want me
some.
to talk about?
He's got some bolder stories in the chamber to tell us.
He does have some bolder stories in the chamber.
That was promised on his last episode.
It was. We're going to make
yeah?
him reveal all that right after this. So yeah, we're going to be doing a live debrief of the finale of Impossible Landscapes of the Doom Vision podcast, and boy howdy, it's a tearjerker.
Yeah.
It'll jerk a tear right out your eye.
Yeah.
It's for those of you that are caught up. Kelsey, are you caught up?
I am not.
Get this guy off the fucking show.
Hold on. Here's how it works. So I listen to Doom Vision while I'm at work, while I'm delivering my mail. Okay. You guys' episodes are like an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to get like 4 or 5 episodes behind. So that way, while I'm listening, I can do it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm behind.
It's cool. My mom's behind too.
What?
I think she is, yeah.
Jesus. I'm canceling the show, not releasing the final episode.
Oh man, we'd have riots. No, she went to Washington for a bit.
Okay. That's right.
I had to drop her off at the train, so but yeah. So she was been busy like packing and stuff, and then doing some stuff with her house. So
You know, I got to be real honest with you here, Kevin. I am way out of practice for podcasting. I feel like we haven't done a podcast or anything podcast related in fucking a hot minute.
I know. We gotta get back into that. We're gonna play a game. Kelsey, we're gonna play after this. We're gonna play a scenario that somebody wrote that's set in Helena, Montana. So, and we're gonna play ourselves. So.
I'm gonna die right away.
You're gonna have your own character sheet with your own name and shit.
Didn't I already have that a little bit with Marcus?
I don't know. You made him super buff. You made him all hot.
Hey, what the fuck?
You were like in his attributes. You wrote extra hot.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting.
It is gonna be fun.
I told Jess, I was like, I don't think we should probably have kids in it. We should have like this fantasy world where we don't have kids and we're all like, successful.
That is my fantasy world.
We're all successful, but I was like, it'd be kind of a bummer if it was like, oh yeah, where's my kid? I don't know, dead, died in the scenario, I guess. So, but.
I mean, we could give Avery and Evie the real potential to run a gang in a post-apocalyptic world. All right, Kelsey, you promised us stories from Boulder. What do you got, buddy?
Geez, which one? Which one should I go with? I mean,
go with the worst one.
The worst one.
Or maybe save the worst one for last.
Well, there was the one when we were in the band, Troy, and we played at the barn.
Mm-hmm.
And remember you had that chainmail on? And then we somehow lost like my 2 amps or my 2 speakers, and we lost a speaker. And what else did we lose that night?
I got stabbed that night.
Hold on.
What?
You got stabbed?
Yeah, not like maliciously, but I had chainmail on that one of our buddies had made. Okay, not stabbed, slashed. I got slashed.
You got a bad scratch?
Well, it didn't penetrate. I was wearing chainmail.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. And he had his sword out. And,
okay,
right?
so you got slashed.
And he was like, "Huh!"
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you didn't. It didn't hurt you.
Well, obviously, because I'm sitting here.
All right. Well.
But I do have a massive hole right here when I take off my shirt.
You don't.
Snopes it.
Does Troy have a big hole?
No, he brought chainmail, and I was drunk and wanted to test it out. So he had a knife and
God,
stabbed and slashed me.
Well, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it was not safe.
Yeah. I mean, I this kid, we found this helmet one time when I was a kid, and we
Was it one that you should have been wearing through your entire youth?
How dare you? But no, there's this kid. He puts it on. And he's like, let's test this out. Let's see if we could. And so I hit him over the head with a fire poker.
Oh, Jesus.
And I hit him so hard it bent the fire poker a little bit. It was like, "Er?" And he was like, don't do it anymore. I don't feel good. He's like, my head is killing me.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or you remember the night that I almost got arrested?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that though, so you're gonna have to tell that story.
Well, that was the night our other friend got arrested.
Yep.
Yeah, he thought it'd be cool at 2:05 to drive 40 through Boulder and go to the gas station to get some more beer because we weren't done partying.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah, don't do that. That's no. And then he got pulled over at the gas station, and then we saw it. So my wife, who was my DD, we went up there, and I was standing there watching everything happen. And then I was trying to talk to him, and the cop wouldn't let me. And then I finally asked, and the cop said I could. And then I was, and then they were like, oh, if you don't shut up, we're going to arrest you for, what was it, drunken public or drunken disorderly? I don't even know. It was just, yeah. So I almost got arrested that night. That'd have been first time.
I've never been arrested. Anybody ever been arrested?
Never been arrested, but I've been cuffed and put in the back of a police car and been in a holding cell for an extended amount of time, but not arrested.
Oh, was it because you got into a fight at a bar?
No.
What was it?
When I was, I want to say 16, ran away from home, and this is a much longer story. Was there for a few days. When I decided I was going to come back, I came back, ran out of gas. The cops caught us on the side of the road by Big Timber and kept us in holding cells, but they cuffed us and put us in the back of the car.
So not arrested, but
Yeah.
taken.
I was in custody. How about that?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The one that I wish I could remember the more of the story was it was 2012 St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
I don't think you and I were friends then. Maybe? I don't remember. No, because it was before my wife and kids came out. So I wasn't going to go out to the bar. Didn't want to go out. I was like, no, I'm staying home. I'm just going to relax. Then one of the persons that I was friends with there was like, oh, you got to come out. So my fat ass walked the 6 blocks from my house to the bar. And I remember, the one thing I remember is I remember going into the bar, and the first thing I did is I ordered 4 Irish car bombs.
Gross.
And then I remember the bar closing, me trying to find my friend so he can give me a ride home. And I don't remember, I couldn't find him. And then next thing I know, I woke up on my couch with like green confetti hair at like 8 o'clock in the morning that I didn't have when I left for my house. So, and then I looked at my bar tab. I really hope my wife don't see this. I think there's a statute of limitations on this kind of thing. It was like $250 I spent.
Jesus.
But there's like a 9-hour window that I don't remember anything that happened.
Well, when you start the night with 4 Irish car bombs, that's a pretty good indicator that you're not going to remember the evening.
Oh, I had to catch up.
You catched up and passed.
I was like, I had to do something, dude. I was like, by the time I got there, everybody was half drunk, so I had to play catch up. So,
Kelsy, I have this vague memory, and I don't know if it's just mixed in with the memories from my other times in Boulder, but have you and I been to a gentleman's club together?
oh, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna I have a vague memory.
Okay, here it is. It was we went because it was a friend that you knew that
was
coming back.
Was it the one in Three Forks?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
that she was coming back, and so we went, and then because that was because my wife went and your girlfriend at the time went too. Remember?
So
We
Kirby
all
and
went.
Ashley.
Yeah, we all went, and then I remember we were sitting at I don't know what the hell it's called.
Oh, and the rail. Yep. Okay, it's coming back to me now.
Yeah, we were sitting at the rail, and then remember because then she like bit you had your nipples pierced at the time.
Yep.
And she bit your nipple and you screamed, and then I paid her like $10 to do it again. And she did it again. And then you put down money, and then she put her. That was when she almost broke my nose.
Yep.
You
That's
remember
what I was
that?
waiting for.
She put when she put her feet on my shoulders, and it was like wham with her ass into my face.
Yep.
These are the kind of
yeah, I
stories I'm
remember that.
talking about.
I was like concussed, my guy.
I had a vague memory. I couldn't remember the whole story, but I had this vague memory of you and I being in a gentleman's. And actually, the memory is not even of me and you. I remember that Kirby and I were in a gentleman's club together. And I'm like, there's no way that her and I went by ourselves. He had to have been there.
Yeah, no, we all went, and that was when, like I said, that was when you paid her, and then she did that whole smash in my face, and then because my nose hurt for like a week afterwards, dude. Like, I swore she broke it.
I'm still friends with that girl on Facebook.
You fell off your freaking seat because you were laughing so hard when it happened. I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. I was just like, oh, okay. And it was like, wham. And it was like I was getting punched by Tyson. Like,
you got fisted the other way around.
yeah, I'm glad I didn't get pink eye. So
You're lucky your nose didn't catch between the cheeks. You crack your nose like a walnut.
oh. I was bringing flashbacks back. Feel like I got PTSD now.
I thought that we had a memory in the old gentleman's club. I could not remember. I'm glad that you shared that story because I could not remember it.
Well, of course I'm not going to forget that. That was the most traumatizing thing I've had to go through in my life.
Kelsey and I were also pretty infamous for following around a particular karaoke DJ. We would drive over the state, like just to do karaoke with her because she was a badass. And there was one time we were in Whitehall.
Yeah,
I think it was Whitehall.
That's the one between like Boulder and Butte, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
Where you would go Boulder and then before by 90, right?
You would go to Cardwell like the same way that off the interstate. Yeah. Anyway, so Whitehall is for those that don't live in Montana, like when you think about Montana and the stereotypes of Montanans, that's what Whitehall is. Cowboy hats, cowboy boots,
saloon doors.
I think the place that we drank had a big saloon sign, or that we went. Anyway, so we're talking old white guys with mustaches and big belt buckles. And Kelsey and I do not sing country when we do karaoke. So I think the first thing that we opened with was Forgot About Dre. And we got some interesting looks. By the end of the night, they were cheering for us. Also, at one point during this evening, she played "Time of My Life." Now I think it was "Time of My Life," isn't it?
Yeah,
from the song from Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I ran at Kelsey, and he lifted me up in the air, and there's a picture on the internet of Kelsey lifting me up in the air.
Nobody was baby in the corner.
Actually, didn't I send it to you not too long ago?
It was in my memories not too long ago.
Well,
that was recent.
That needs to pop up on this episode.
I'm going to have to go dig for it.
Yeah, you got to dig for it. And
I had long hair.
Really?
I think it's...
Yeah.
I can't picture you with
Troy,
long hair.
I don't think you have to dig... You don't have to dig far, my guy.
I don't... If you have it, send it to me. Because I'll just...
I can't picture you with long hair.
So we'll go ahead and segue back into sports because we've been all over the place. This is not a structured show by any stretch of the imagination. So Kelsey, you were happy with the Lions draft, pissed off about the NHL draft, which I think is completely rigged, 100%. And then baseball season in full swing, and Cabrera on his farewell tour.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset about that. But I mean, the dude's like, what, 40, 41, I think. But I just wish we could have got him a championship. You know, he's done a lot for the city of Detroit and baseball as a whole. And so it kind of sucks to see him go. But at the same time, it's like, you know, you can't play forever, obviously.
That's got to be a really difficult thing as a high level athlete. I mean, you guys both know me and know that I'm very competitive, and even when I kind of hung up being athletic, it was difficult. I can't imagine doing it at his age, where you've been doing it for, and this really goes for like all professional athletes. Tom Brady, another one. But, you know, you spent your whole adult life doing this one thing, perfecting this one craft. And then, like, what do you do with all your fucking free time after that?
And he's going to wipe his eyes with all those dollar bills he's got. I mean,
yeah.
You
at that point, I mean, like, think about it. You're 40 years old and you've got, you know, generational wealth now. I mean, you can basically do whatever you want. Like, who's going to stop you? I mean, besides the law, of course. I'm not saying do anything illegal, but
yeah, I mean, it's true.
What about your Brewers?
We're real hit and miss right now, man. We just took 2 off the Astros the past 2 days, but it's like all cylinders are clicking, or nothing is. And so we either can be beat by a little league team or could be World Series champ. And it's a coin toss. But we are first in our division over the Pirates right now. So I got a little bit to be happy about at the moment. Hopefully we keep that same energy going. Got a couple good bats out of there if they, you know, can connect. A couple young guys making some impact. Owen Miller and Joey Weimer have been doing pretty well. Just need Christian Yelich to wake up a little bit more, and I'd like to see a little more production out of Rowdy Tellez too. But it is what it is. You know, it's a long season, and we're almost a quarter of the way through. We got lots of baseball left.
Oh yeah, we're not even in the dog days yet.
No. But I want a good strong lead. I want a 100-game win season. 100 win season would be nice. I don't think we're gonna get there, but 100 win season.
I just want like 85.
You just want over 500.
Yeah, I mean,
let's start
the
small.
The Tigers been bad for a while. I mean, 2012, 2013, you know, was the last time we were any sort of relevant. And then, I mean, it's been a rebuild for 10 years. Kind of gets old having to rebuild every year. But, I mean, we do got a lot of young bats. I mean, we got Torkelson. He's really good. I mean, Badu is really good. I mean, just got to get him in there and get him the experience. So, I mean, honestly, there's only a couple, 3 or 4 players there that I mean, like I know, because I mean, they're all so young and everything. I'm sure if you got rid of Cabrera, we probably have the youngest roster in baseball, because we're like,
he brings that average
fresh out of diapers, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he brings that average up quite a bit, doesn't he?
But no, now I'm looking forward to back to football. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Kevin, you and I haven't really talked.
OTAs are happening.
Oh, sorry, what was that? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I was saying OTAs are happening and everything, so I'm just excited to see what's going to happen with that come the fall.
Yeah. Kevin, you and I had never really talked about sports much. You into any particular sports or?
I've watched sports. It's kind of like, I think honestly, like watching WWE is the closest to sports I've watched in like my entire life.
Sports entertainment.
Yeah. My dad is a huge sports person, but like, he lived, in Michigan forever. And then he moved here. And by then I was an adult and didn't really have anybody. Cause, I think you have somebody that shows you, like how sports work, right? I mean, I played sports in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one sport. I played football
You were
in
a
high
football
school.
player, yeah.
Yeah. But like I didn't do any other sports. I know how all the sports work, and I've watched them a little bit, but I've never really followed like players or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Dad's just a huge Packers fan, so if I'm ever over at his place, I watch Packers with him.
Isn't that a sin being a Michigander?
No, UP people are all
UP are all about the Packers
because they're close to Green Bay. So,
oh, really? What a bunch of traitors!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're they love Green Bay because you can get there like right there.
Huh.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump. You're there.
Yeah. So I mean, they sell like I remember the grocery stores when I was a kid. They had the big cheese heads. You could
in
buy
Michigan.
those. Yeah, you buy the big cheese heads. Everybody's Packers fan in the UP. So, but that's pretty much it. My dad watches like golf racing sometime, golf and racing, and
I was like golf racing.
Golf and racing and football, and that might be all that he does.
That is one sport I cannot get behind, and I've tried. I've watched it. NASCAR, racing, anything to do with motor vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Motocross a little bit. I can get on board with that. It gets cool. There's jumps and
My
shit.
boss is into Formula One.
Yeah, I mean,
he likes, but he races. He like in his free time, he actually races.
And so I would be down for that. Like if I can get in a car and go 150 miles an hour, that's cool. But watching NASCAR, particularly on TV, where they're just making left turns for 4 hours,
oh man,
I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, my dad, I don't know how he does it, but he digs it. He's all about it.
It's like, oh look, they're making another left turn.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's crazier when you're there, because it's a little bit more entertaining, I guess, just because like the cars are like right there and really loud and like, have you ever been to like a monster truck rally?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun to watch.
I think that could be said about every sport though, right? Like everything is more entertaining in person.
Yeah.
With the new baseball rules, I think they've made it the game a little quicker with the timed pitches and all that shit. Not that I agree with that rule, because if I'm going to a baseball game, I want to go sit and enjoy the baseball game for 4 or 5 hours, not 2 hours. You know what I mean? I want to get my money's worth in and enjoy the whole experience. But they've made it so it's a little more palatable to watch on TV. But I think live sport is always going to be significantly better than anything that you can watch on TV. For instance, I would much rather go to WrestleMania than watch WrestleMania on TV.
Oh yeah. That'd be fun.
Even if I'm up in the rafters or whatever.
I used to not be a wrestle person because I was just. Whatever.
I know I turned you back on.
Whatever,
it.
But it's fun. Like it's kind of like watching like a bad movie. I like watching bad movies because they're fun to watch, even though they're kind of bad.
Yeah,
I like the same reason I like wrestling now.
Yeah, it's different.
I will say.
Oh, go ahead,
Troy. You got me back into wrestling.
I did. Yeah.
No, again.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, because you were talking about watching WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why it's a surprise. I do it every year.
I know. And then you were talking about SummerSlam. Being in Detroit or something?
Yeah, it is. And when I found out it was in Detroit, I messaged you like, hey, you want to go?
Yeah, I was like, let's do it. But cool. No, like I've got back into it now. But the cool thing is like I have Hulu, so I just wait for a couple of days and then I can.
Yeah. Yeah, we do Hulu, and then like my wife has a friend who lets us use her login for her cable subscription, so we downloaded like Fox and USA so we can watch Raw and SmackDown. Here's the big difference though. SmackDown, you can watch it. Raw, you can't because it's because the USA that network live sucks. It's the worst. You can't watch it. It's so bad. I was like, I can't even see who they are. Their streaming is garbage. But
Really?
SmackDown, Fox's SmackDown is way better. So
I
to watch it live.
yeah. So here's why I don't watch SmackDown or Raw weekly, because when I go to Hulu, they put condensed episodes. They're not the full episodes. So I feel like I'm missing out on some of the storylines and some of the shit and get lost in the sauce a little bit. I didn't know if you know that. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that like when you watch it live, it's a little longer. It's longer that way. But like, yeah, I have to watch it on Hulu for Raw just because like USA streaming is so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. They're kind of cutting, like trimming the fat on some of the like really lengthy, like, and yeah, like for instance, like we were watching it yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever it was. And, I was like, I looked at like how long the episode's been playing. I'm like, it has been 40 minutes and there has not been a single person wrestling. Like, they had like a contract signing. They had somebody come out and be like, blah, 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 blah. Then they had some people come out and yell at those people. And then I was like, when are we going to hit the wrestling? And then right as I said that, it was like, oh, okay, now we're doing it. Now we're 40 minutes later. We were setting up. So I just was laughing at that because I was
Just
like,
got to set it up.
I was like, usually it happens before this.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
I fall in and out of the storylines, but usually come summer, I'll watch SummerSlam. Survivor Series, I don't really give a shit about. I usually don't watch that. But then come the new year, I always watch the Royal Rumble because I want to see if any cool people return, because that's like when they have a lot of cool returns. And then I always watch WrestleMania. Just cause.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something to, yeah, it's just something to watch. My wife are into it.
And now they've made it. Now they've made it like, what is it, a whole weekend?
WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Saturday, Sunday now. It's two nights.
That's crazy. Like,
What's crazy to me is that when I was a young adult, I wish I would have had access to some of this stuff, because when we were kids, they were all pay-per-views and they were $60 a pop. And trying to convince your parents to spend $60 a pop on wrestling pay-per-view was just like...
The only time we ever watched cable was when we went to a hotel. You're like, oh, this one got HBO, pull over. Like, you gotta watch HBO. Get in your HBO hours. We don't have this at home.
Okay, get caught up on what real sex are they on now?
Yeah.
But
when I was young, they didn't have a remote. I was the remote because I had to go up and change the channel for my dad.
Yeah. I remember when I became an adult, I would buy them and I'd have people over and be like, all right, you got to pay like $10. Like,
you charge your friends.
Yeah. Like if you guys are going to watch the shit, because it's expensive. And then when they went to the WWE network, I was super excited, like $10 a month, sign me the fuck up, man. Like, and I started watching all the pay-per-views. As time has gone on, I've kind of fallen out of it, but
I'm sure I'll fall out of wrestling, but it's easy to get back in just because like they fucking recap every 5 seconds. They're just like, did you see what happened before the commercial break? Let's recap. Like, I was goddamn here. And then they recap it like 10 minutes later. Like, we don't know if you saw this, but did you see what happened? It happened. I don't know if you're just joining us now. I'm like, no.
So now we got to spread your wings even further into like AEW.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and what is that exactly?
It's all elite wrestling. So, one of my favorite wrestlers ever is on that promotion on AEW.
Oh, okay.
It's CM Punk. I have an affinity for CM Punk.
Is that AEW? Is that a whole different company? Like
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So for a very long time, and I don't know if he still is, Cody Rhodes was vice president of AEW.
Okay. Interesting.
Before he just came back this last time. So
I tried watching like NXT once or twice. It's not. It's okay. Fine.
I think the wrestling is a little more exciting in NXT, but the promos and that type of stuff aren't as good.
Yeah, the characters aren't as good.
Yeah.
Well, Well, isn't like NXT supposed to be like a minor league kind of situation?
Yeah, it's their developmental area.
That's the word. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah. Well,
My wife went and bought a bunch of the fucking theme songs for people, like so she can listen to them.
I have some of them.
Yeah.
I have some like the older ones. I have like, I don't know. Do you know who Dolph Ziggler is?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I've
so
heard
I have
that name.
Dolph Ziggler's, Randy Orton's is like one of the best theme sons of all time.
I have that on my Spotify.
I have it on my. Yeah, I bought that one.
Fucking Shinsuke Nakamura's theme is my jam.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You got Cody Rhodes's too.
Oh, I think my wife has that. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a good one.
She has like this playlist on her phone of just wrestling jams.
They're good fucking songs.
Yeah.
I know, like when I had to run the music for my son's hockey team, and for their entrance song, I did John Cena's.
Oh, nice.
All the fucking kids loved it.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one. Well, fuck, boys. We've kind of been all over the place today during this episode.
Yeah, tangential.
Yeah.
Quite tangential. You got any jokes? I got a joke.
I do have a joke. Do you want me to do mine first? Or do you want to do yours first?
You go ahead.
Okay.
And then, Kelsey, if you got a joke, you can cue it up.
So,
If you got one.
Wait, I'll wait, but I want to be the judge. I want to see which joke's better here.
okay. So this one's kind of for us older folk, from back in the 90s. We all always knew the zip code for Beverly Hills, right? You guys know the zip code for Beverly Hills?
I can't remember. It's from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, it's from Beverly Hills. It was a TV show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, sorry.
Beverly Hills, 90210.
Yeah, okay. When you said the zip code, I was thinking something else. Sorry.
That's the zip code, 90210.
I was reading something. Anyway,
Okay.
go ahead. Sorry.
But we also had Dawson's Creek. Did you know the zip code for Dawson's Creek? Have you ever seen Dawson's Creek?
Yeah, long time
Okay.
ago.
Do you know the zip code for Dawson's Creek?
I don't.
90108. 90108.
God.
For our lives to be over.
Oh, you know what? That was pretty good.
That's the first time you've ever told me I had a good one.
Oh. Well, good job stepping up your game.
It's about fucking time, huh?
Let's see. Well, I have a lot here because I add to this thing every day, pretty much, when I hear a good one. Mine's a little bit more simple. All right. Okay. Did I ever tell you about the time that I swallowed a book of synonyms? Mm-mm. It gave me the sorest throat I've ever had.
The sorest throat.
The sorest throat.
Yeah, that's a good one. Not your best, but good.
No, it's on the list. It's there.
It made the list. All right, Beerman, you got one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
My wife asked me to go get 6 cans of Sprite from the grocery store. I realized when I got home that I picked 7 up.
I've told that joke on this show.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, see, that's what you get for not watching our show, you fuck.
Whatever.
I remember.
watch it.
I like the one that I told that made your wife like laugh really loudly.
Do you remember which one it was?
Yeah. It was how does the alchemist please his wife?
Uh-huh.
Elixir?
I don't know. She lost it on how does the Rock pee?
Yeah.
He Dwayne's his Johnson. The elixir one really got her though.
Yeah. I got one that's actually similar to that, but maybe I'll save that one for another show. I don't want to put all my jokes in one basket.
Yeah, don't put all your jokes in one basket.
Kelsey, what you said you were going to judge who's the better? It was probably Troy. I like Troy's.
No, I would say choice was pretty good.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
that was pretty good.
I'm gonna put the ding ding on here because I lost the last dad joke off.
Nice.
But here, I got one more just because that one was already said.
Okay.
How does a penguin build his house?
He glues it.
He glues it.
It glues it together.
Woo! Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
Well, thank you everybody so much for watching the Drop Dad podcast. You can check out all of our, as I'm hitting my mic, all of our social networks that are right here. Make sure you go ahead and follow, like, subscribe, comment. Kelsey, you have anything you want to promote?
I don't do anything, so.
Check out Kelsey's
I'm out here,
SoundCloud.
Check out Lunchbox0023 Gaming on YouTube. There's probably some old content on there. I don't know. Are you ever going to get back into that?
If I can get some decent internet.
Well, for YouTube, you don't need decent internet. For Twitch, you do.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
That's why I'm the brains of all these operations.
Yeah, that's why we don't ever do anything.
I'm running 2 fucking podcasts, bitch. What are you doing?
Watching 2 podcasts.
He's scheduled for nose surgery from all the fucking strippers that break his face every time.
Being friends with me is a hazardous position. I'll say that.
Oh my god, I would have died laughing if he just gets bruised. Like,
she
did you get into a
fucked
fight?
him up. Like,
did you get into a fight?
you could hear him. You could hear his nose slap off of her butthole. Like it was, and then you heard the like he was in there.
He's just like
he smelt her low intestine.
Yeah, I knew what she had for dinner that night. Like, it was bad, but good.
I paid fucking $20 for that.
Did you have Panda Express?
Is that chow mein I smell?
Is it the cuttlefish?
Not the cuttlefish and asparagus.
Make sure you join our Discord. Come hang out with us. We just talk shit like this all day in Discord, and it's a good place for us all to interact. And you can see all the stuff that's upcoming for the Doom Vision Network in general.
Hey, throw out some dad jokes on our Discord. We'll read them.
Yeah, for sure. Do that, and make sure you come and stop by our live for Doom Vision on this Friday, which is today, 26th, May 26th. At 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
If you're listening to this when it airs, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah. And come hang out with us. We're going to go over our other show. And if you haven't watched it, there's a lot more production. There's a big story. There's going to be some emotions felt Friday on the big finale. So come check it out. Come share that experience with us. Kelsy, thank you so much for stopping by tonight. As always, it's great to have you here. This will be the last time that we have you here, however, because you made me angry.
Oh, because we called you.
You called me Troy Boy.
Is this my last
Fuck
episode
him.
too?
Yeah,
He's kicking me out.
You're kicked off the podcast.
It's okay. You can come up with a nickname for me. Kevin.
Okay, Candy. You calm down over there.
Candy with a K. That's
Candy with a K.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.